Hello and welcome to Stage 4 of the Formula 1 Rolex Belgian Grand Prix 2020. Here we are starting to get into some of the races, and even though it says to push to fourth, I will push to first. Because, well, who doesn't want to win? We get more currency if we win, so let's push for it. First hairpin, yes, this can certainly be a bit of a nightmare. I find it's best to go for the outside pass because inside pass, you're just going to be in trouble here. And you got to go super wide because we're too wide, so I took it 3 wide. Now, I should be able to do this full speed. I have to watch that I don't get tangled up here. Oh, yep, well, I went a little bit off track there, lost the rear end of the car. That's okay. I'm already in third place, and first and second are right in sight. This will not be an issue. Ooh, I'm sorry, Bottas. For some reason, the bot's default setting is to go to the right as we're heading to that corner, and they exaggerated in my opinion, so I wasn't prepared. I was trying to stay hooked up for the draft, and I wasn't prepared for him to be that far to the right. But hey, it was me that did the pit maneuver. By accident that time, I was not trying to wreck him. Here we have the clean lead, and shouldn't be anyone in front of me, I don't think, because that was the beginning of the lap. We had a starting from a standstill. So this should just be some smooth sailing. I can try to refine some of my braking points if I want to, and just finish the race. Hope you're enjoying the event if you've already been running it. If you're watching this to see what my costs are, that's going to be coming in stage 5. So just the next stage. But I will be tallying everything up and seeing exactly what I earned and telling you exactly what I spent. And there we are at the last chicane. Again, you can go very far over there. If you watch the actual Belgian Grand Prix, they usually take all 4 tires over the white line. Alright, and we'll speed through this a little bit. Slow down for the final screen of this particular event. And you can see the times. A lot of people like to see times so they can compare their bots. Alright, safety car has been brought out. Well, won't this be a slow lap? You know what? I'm going to find a way to make it interesting. You can always find a way to have a little bit of fun. So we're starting pretty deep already. And, well, it didn't say anything about a minimum speed, that I can't go a certain speed. So there we go. That's cool. I can go flat out. Heading into this corner. Again, if you're running assists, that might make you brake there. And then the single braking point for the last chicane into the throttle quite early. And, well, that was about as far over as you can go, although I've seen Speed Junkie take that to there's a very faint black line right on the edge of the yellow-red curb, and you can apparently go about that far. It's not very wide, maybe an inch or a couple of centimeters. Okay, so there's Eau Rouge Radillon flat out, and there's some traffic that I will not be allowed to pass. Slam on the brakes. Well, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to push him up to second place and force him to pass. I'm just double checking. It definitely says I cannot overtake. Well, that's really annoying. Let's make him overtake. Sounds kind of funny to me, but I'm not allowed to overtake, so neither is he. So if I force him to overtake, he should be getting a penalty or something. Not that we'd ever see it, but let's just see if it's possible. I have to do this anyways. Now, if you want to do something like this, if you're going to push too hard in the corners, he's going to get loose and you're going to waste time. Because he's going to, the bots, they're going to have traction control on, so they'll slam on the brakes to regain control and then go forward. Whereas most of us, if you're sliding a little bit, you drive your way through it. You don't slam on the brakes. You lift off the throttle, gain control, get back on again. As you can see, I've already got this pretty close. So now I'm going to really start aggressively pushing. Now I don't want to pit him. Ooh, that's getting close. This is not easy, actually. There we go. I forced him to pass. Okay. Well, now we'll force Bottas to pass back again. And I really got to be careful that I don't wreck someone and accidentally pass them, because then I'm going to fail it and just waste all this time. I don't want to do that. Let's see if we can make them crash into the chicane. I doubt it. They're going to slam on the brakes, but you never know. Let's see. Oh, look, there's another guy. That would have been funny if I was making these guys all fight for the lead. Okay, well, that's it. Shove, shove, shove. Come on, man. You're going so... Oh, no, I'm wrecking him. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I'm slamming on the brakes. Oh, boy. I'm very surprised that I passed that. 239, 137. I'm curious to see where he finished in front of me there. 239, 137. Well, that's funny. There's pretty much a whole second between us, but we were right. Oh, yeah, because we were pretty well at a dead stop. So, because we were certainly like a quarter car length apart. Oh, well, that's kind of funny. Okay, lots of drafting to get into this one, and that is fun. Now, we do have to get into position 1 for this race. So, you could do drafting off of this guy, and obviously I'm doing a little bit, but I don't want to waste a lot of time with him. I'm going to push my way through to the lead and then get all my drafting on him. So, like on Bottas here, I'll certainly get a drag and a rubber band around him, but I'm not going to stay behind him and get a whole bunch of drafting done because then the leader is going to be getting away from me. And I'm guessing the leader here is going to be Hamilton. Haven't seen that name yet. Not in this. Oh, good grief. Don't do that. You don't want to go on the green because that's going to slow you down a lot. You definitely get, if this was a no off-track race, I would have just failed or got into the grace period. If that was a time trial, that would have been a penalty. So you don't want to go that far to the right. You got to stay at least on the yellow-red curb or the black border line there. Okay, fly past him, get a bit of a push. Wow, where is first place? Maybe this wasn't a great decision. Well, I'm going to keep riding it out. You guys should be able to see if this was a good decision or not. Oh, there he is right there. From my experience, the bots take this section very bad. All right, hello, Hamilton. I'm going to be traveling with you for a couple of kilometers. Almost 3, actually. I don't know if that's right. This counter is going up awful fast, I think. That's not right. There's no way I just traveled 3,000 or 2,500 meters. There's something wrong there. Because this track is about 7 kilometers. In fact, I just checked, it's 7.004 kilometers. So, there's no way I just did almost half a lap in that tiny little stretch. So there's a flaw in the counter. The flaw's to your benefit, so don't worry about it. Just let it go. But it means there's actually a lot less drafting than you think there is. I mean, unless they said 3,000 feet, but I'm not running this that way. I'm running in the metric system because that's what I'm used to using. Oh well. And it would have said yards if I was running in Imperial. Yep, definitely a glitch. And this has happened in other events as well. Okay, well now I've got smooth sailing. So did you know that this pit road here, look at this, my speed, well, other than how bad I was just driving there, it's actually hard to do that at full speed. It lets you drive full speed on the exit of pit road. So I thought that was kind of cool. I just thought I'd pop over and show you that really quickly. That was on purpose. If you've done it enough, you can stay off the walls in a car like this, but I haven't done that for a really long time, so I was driving very poorly. But this will give you a chance to see how much I can outdrive Hamilton in this game. There's no way I could outdrive Hamilton in real life. Amazing driver. All right. Poulan corner, and whoa, that was taking it close. I was going to talk about how I take that corner. I steer into the middle, and then I actually straighten out for a little bit at a scary point where you could be going off track, but it's too... how do I describe it? Part of the corner, you just need to drive straight a little bit, and then you can turn more. So it's not that I'm totally driving straight, I'm just widening the arc of my turn for a little bit and then pulling it back in again. And that seems to help, that I'm not steering at the worst part of the corner where you could go flying off track. All right, and there we go. Nice power through the chicane. And that's it. So you can see that my little journey onto pit lane there cost me time-wise, but it doesn't really matter in this event. Nice payday. Always get a nice payday when you're finishing in first place. So this is going to be tuning time again. And we're going to fly through this at 4 times regular speed. So you could pause and look at something if you want to, but I don't want to waste a bunch of your time. Again, I'm leveling up when I can. You could do this with only M dollars. You'd have to spend a lot. The thing is, for me, I know I want a fully maximized principal and a fully maximized driver eventually. So that's why I'm doing a hybrid or an across-the-board approach. Now, look at this. Look how fast your tires degrade when you're off track, okay? Notice that, 72%. Now watch what happens this time. I'll stay on track, and at that corner I had 72. What am I going to have now? 96. Okay, so that tells you you do not want to go off track at all. You really, really want to avoid it because the degradation on your tires is atrocious when you're off track. So, this car is going to handle about the same until we get under 80% on those tires, and then you're going to want to start being careful on certain corners. Now here I was testing if 2 tires degraded more than 4. I didn't notice anything. So here, I really don't need to alter what I'm doing much at this point, although if I was entering Pouhon Corner, definitely. Even heading into this one, I'm going to brake a little bit. See there, just a little bit of a braking point. Oh, and we have traffic to contend with, which is going to give me a less than ideal entrance here. So I'm definitely going to be taking it easy. Getting down 75, 70%, you're definitely going to start noticing some handling differences. If you try to power out of the exit of a corner like this exit here, you try to power out the usual way, you're going to eat gravel. So don't do that. Oh boy, that's when that happens, get off the throttle just as it happens and steer hard right, and that should avoid you from getting yourself pitted. I know pitted isn't really a verb, but hey, you know, it works. So now that's not going to work if you're using Tilt A controls. That's one of the disadvantages of Tilt A. Sometimes you're just going to end up wrecking, whereas with Tilt B, if you got off the throttle, you can have a little more control. But I know a lot of time trial guys like Tilt A, and that makes sense to me. You just have to really optimize your points. I'm going to shove him out of my way. Come on, man. You're a lapped car. You should be getting out of my way. It's common courtesy. All right. Okay, tires now getting low. 50%, almost 50%. So that means I should really be taking it easy, because I did a test on this, and if your tires get low, then that's like that. Look how much this is going to lose me. Oh wow, down to 42% all of a sudden. Now I have to be even more careful. So in my test, when I got down to about 10%, second place overtook me very quickly. So although he seems extremely slow, I'm having to slow down a lot. That's the section where I'd straighten out a little bit and then get back into it. Normally, no, that worked pretty normal. I was on the brakes a little bit earlier. So yeah, I'm backing up my braking points and I'm staying on the brakes longer. And so you can see that Bottas has caught up to me a little bit. But here I was able to get the exit of the corner pretty good. And if I keep it on track, oh boy, I'm really going to get on the brakes early for this last chicane. Because, and I'll have to get onto the gas later. There's no reason to push it at this point. Don't want to lose now. Okay, there we go. Still have 20% left. Big slide across the line. And then I don't have control of the car anymore. So there you go. There's some tips for you. Because definitely if you're going off track, that stage is going to be brutal. There's my time. And here we go with the stage 4 bonuses. All right. I'm going to be getting stage 5 for you as soon as I can. Here's some links that you might find interesting. If you haven't seen the other stages, I'll put up the playlist link. Thanks for joining me, and I'll be back soon.